in order to start using Selenium WebDriver, we're going to have to go through a number of steps in order to set up our browser and also to install and set up Selenium. Now, the first step, if you haven't already, is to install the Chrome browser. Now, while you can work with Selenium using other browsers like Firefox or Safari, we're going to be using a number of Chrome developer tools. And also, in order for you to work alongside, to do exactly what I'm doing, it'll be much easier if you're working on the same browser and the same technology. If you haven't already got Chrome, then head over to the course resources where you'll find a link to download the latest version for your computer. And then once you've done that, the next step is to download the Chrome driver. And this is different from the actual browser. Again, in the course resources, you'll find a link to all the Chrome drivers, and we have to download the version of Chrome driver that matches the version of Chrome that we have. In order to find out the version of Chrome, all you have to do, head over to the top right corner, click on these three dots, go to Help, and then go to About Google Chrome. Here, it's going to tell you which version you're currently running. And because you're going to be watching the video in the future, this version might not be the same for you as you see right here. Currently, I am completely up to date, so the latest version that I'm running is version 84. Now, all I have to do is go back here and find the version of 84 and download it. So I just have to click here and it will take me to a page where I've got three options. Now, if I'm running a Linux computer, then I click on this one. If I'm running a Mac, I click on this one. And Windows users will click on this one. So I'm running a Mac, so I'm going to take that particular file. Now I'm going to have to unzip the file and I end up with the actual Chrome driver. Now, the final step is to move this Chrome driver to a location of our choice. I don't recommend keeping the driver inside the downloads folder just because I'm sure you, as well as I, we will often delete everything in the downloads folder without a lot of inspection. So we should move this Chrome driver to somewhere else, somewhere where it's not likely to get deleted accidentally. In my case, I'm going to go up a level with Command Up. And here I've got a folder that I've created called Development. Now you can create a folder anywhere you like and then call it anything you like and move this Chrome driver over to the new location. Now the most important thing though is to actually get the file path for this particular file. To do that on a Mac, all we have to do is right click and go to Get Info. And then where it says where, we're going to copy all of that, hit Command C to copy, and then we're going to go into a new project that we've created, which I've named Day 48. In the main.py, I'm going to paste this entire file path, and I'm going to save it as the Chrome driver path, like this. Now, the final step we have to add to this path is to add a / to the actual Chrome driver. PyCharm should auto-suggest the name of Chrome driver, but this is now the full path that will take us to that particular driver. Now, if you're on Windows, the process is pretty much the same. Once you've downloaded the driver for your system, so Windows 32, then you're going to go ahead and open it up and unzip it. So click on this extract button so that you can actually extract everything that's inside. Now it's going to ask you for a destination for where you want to put the extracted file. So we're going to click on Browse and you're going to select a location on your computer. Now, if you don't have a preference, I recommend just going to your C drive and then here creating a new folder called Development, and then inside this folder is where you're going to extract the Chrome driver. So go ahead and click Extract, and then once that's done, we'll go and navigate to that location. So it was in the C drive and it was inside the development folder. And you can check and just make sure that your Chrome driver is sitting inside here and it's an application that you've extracted from the zip file. Now, to find out its file path, we're going to right click and go to Properties. And then in the properties, you see the location right here. So here is the location, and all we have to do is just to select everything that's here and then go ahead and use Control-C to copy it. And then we can paste it into our file in PyCharm. So we're going to paste it inside a string like this. And again, we're going to save it into the name that is Chrome driver path, like this. And again, we're doing the same thing that we did with the Mac. We're going to add another backslash and then add the name of our Chrome driver, like this. So now that we've installed Chrome and we've downloaded the Chrome driver, the next and last step is to install and set up Selenium. In my main.py, I'm going to import Selenium. And make sure that you spelt it correctly so it looks like this. And then we're going to click on this red light bulb, as always, to install our package. Now, once Selenium has been installed successfully, I'm going to change the import statement. I'm going to say that from this newly installed Selenium package, I'm going to import a module called WebDriver. And it's this WebDriver which is going to be driving the Chrome browser and doing all of our automated tasks. Let's create a new driver from that new module. So driver equals WebDriver dot, and then we can now instantiate any browser of our choice. So in our case, we're going to be creating a Chrome browser to drive, but you can see that you can also have Firefox or Safari and a large number of other browsers. We're going to choose Chrome, and notice that this is Chrome with a capital C, so we're initializing a new object here. And the only required argument we have to give is the executable path. So this is the path of the executable that is the Chrome driver that we downloaded previously. This is going to be the path, and notice that it's the location where that Chrome driver lives, and then at the very end we've got the actual name of the executable, which on a Mac is called Chrome driver, on Windows it's chromedriver.exe. Let's go ahead and pass this in here. And now that we've created our driver, we're pretty much done with installing and setting up Selenium WebDriver. But if you're wondering what this Chrome driver is, well, here's the way to think about it. We've got our Selenium package, which contains code for us to be able to interact with browsers. Now, it can interact with the Chrome browser, which is what we're choosing to do, but it can also interact with a bunch of other ones like Safari or Firefox. Now, how do we make sure that this package, which can handle all three, knows specifically how to work with the Chrome browser? Well, we're going to need some sort of a bridge that bridges the Selenium code to work with the Chrome browser. And this bridge is provided by the Chrome driver. So there'll be a different driver for Safari and there'll be a different driver for Firefox. And just by switching up those drivers, it'll tell Selenium how to work with the latest version of these browsers. All we have to do is now use it. So the first thing I'm going to use my driver to do is I'm just going to get it to open up a web page. We'll use driver.get, and then we can pass in the URL here. So it's going to be HTTPS, and then I'm going to go to amazon.com. Now, if you're on Windows and you go ahead and run the code, then it should run without any issues. But if you're on a Mac, this is what happens. You'll get a pop-up that says Chrome driver cannot be opened because the developer cannot be verified, even though we know that this is actually created by Google specifically for the Chrome browser. So if this happens, you're going to click cancel and you'll get all of these errors because it's unable to access that file. Now, in order to enable it, we're going to go to the Apple symbol, System Preferences, and then we're going to go to Security and Privacy. And here, because we tried to run it before, we've got something that says Chrome driver was blocked from use. So we're going to click on the Allow Anyways. And now, if we run this again, then it will give us this pop-up, and all we have to do is click Open. And once we've done all of that, now it's going to finally open up the site that we wanted to go to, Amazon.com, using this automated version of Chrome. And you can see this because right at the top here, it says Chrome is being controlled by automated test software. That is our Selenium. The driver.get method effectively opens up a new browser window with the URL that you've specified. Now, you'll also want to close down the window or the entire browser once you're done with whatever it is you may want to automate or do. To do that, all we have to do is tap into driver, and then we can call the method close. Now, when I hit the run button, you can see now it's going to open up Amazon.com, and as soon as that page loaded, it pretty much just closed it down. Now, there's also another method called driver.quit. Now, what's the difference between close and quit, you might wonder? Well, close actually just closes a single tab, the active tab where you've opened up a particular page. Now, quit is actually going to quit the entire browser. There are certain cases where you have more than one tab running at the same time. Close will close that particular tab, while quit will actually quit the entire program. Once I'm done using my driver, I prefer actually just using quit to shut down the entire browser. That way we can always start again from scratch and we'll have a fresh browser to work with. And in the next and coming lessons, we're going to show you how to use Selenium to do basically anything that we could do with a mouse and keyboard as humans, but instead we're going to automate the entire process and workflow. So for all of that and more, I'll see you on the next lesson.